Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 7 times, and he had 2 nervous breakdowns. Oh, he was bent, but he wasn't broken. No, he kept creating. Someone stole his first cartoon that had great promise, and someone stole it. Somebody on his team stole it from him. His heart was broken, but he didn't stay there, being angry and bitter and talking about it. He created Mickey Mouse. Had that person not stole his first cartoon, Elmer, Mickey Mouse would not have been born. Many times when one door closes, another door opens, but we many times spend time looking at and talking about the closed door. We don't see the open door. But I must add, he told his family, no matter what you do, file lawsuit after lawsuit and get my first cartoon back. And last year, his family won the lawsuit. And now that cartoon that was stolen from him, he orchestrated that from the grave. That was a bad boy. The family, the Disney family, got it back. Listen, let me share something with you here. You have no idea how strong you are. You're not in this thing life by yourself. And my heart goes out to people who have lost loved ones, or loved ones have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. But one of the things that I know about this thing called life, when I lost the first house that I bought for my mother, I had to, 1, recognize what had happened, the role that I played in it, and 2, I had to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. You don't have time to be depressed. You got to keep moving. If you stop, when they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop, yes. If you don't keep it moving, you will become overwhelmed with feelings of being powerless. You'll become overwhelmed with a negative mindset. You'll become overwhelmed with the adversities that you're facing, and you forget greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You forget you're more than a conqueror. You forget that you have the power to live your dream. You got to get fired up. You got to get fired up in this thing called life. We're still here. The fact that we still have our mind, after going through the worst form of man's inhumanity to man in the history of the world, we are still here. Oh, wow. And whoever you are, whatever your paint job, you're still here. And this day is the best day of your life. This day, how could you say that? I don't have a job. This day, I'm going through foreclosure. I've just been evicted. This day, I'm making a choice between prescription drugs and food and keeping a roof over my head and clothes on my back and keeping our family together. This day, the best day of your life. How could you say that? If it's not, try missing one. You have the power in you to change it. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Find a way to win. How do you make a way out of no way? When you have millions of people who are feeling powerless, and many people have lost their jobs. I was reading a guy named Chase, and he lost his job, and he was evicted before the restrictions. He's sleeping in his truck, and then his truck was hit by a hit and run driver, and that limited his ability to go around and to find employment. He was sleeping in his truck, and he said something that grabbed me. He said, "This is a new place for me, a new experience. Standing at the end of a ramp off the expressway with a sign, 'I am hungry. Will you help me?' This is a new experience." Wow. How do you make a way out of no way when you're in that kind of situation? So I want to talk to you about a period that had to be the lowest in terms of things happening. This is one of the lowest periods of my life. When I lost a home, the first one that I bought from my mother because I didn't do a title search. And we had to go back to the roach-infested house that I moved mama out of. And when you say, well, Les, what do you do? I remember my mother saying, boy, unload that truck, take that furniture in the house, keep your head up, we still have each other. How do you make a way out of no way? I want you to write this down. Choose your hard. Life is hard. And you can choose to stay where you are, and that's hard. Trying to survive living in your truck, trying to keep your esteem up, standing with a sign that's saying, I'm hungry, and how people come by looking at you and laughing at you and passing you by and don't let you register in their eyes and you feel invisible. That's hard. But there's another hard. And that hard that you can choose is to go into action, is to find something somewhere that you can earn some money from. And that's what I had to do. Use your power to create a new beginning for yourself. Use that. How less a spirit of power and of love. Find something that you love. Do what you love and find a way to get paid for it. So guess what I decided? I couldn't go back to a job because I don't like working for someone else. I'm not mentally fit to work for someone else. I didn't come here to work for someone else. I came here to live my calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. I came here to speak, and I was going to find a way to get paid to speak. And I would go to seminars and workshops. I invested in myself. I couldn't afford to do it, but I couldn't afford not to do it. And I'd watch these speakers, and I'd go to their seminars, and I would study them. And I'd say, hey, I can do that too. I read their books. Hey, I got a book in me too. Live your dreams. I know about tough times. And see, they can make you or they can break you. Come on now. Come on, bring it. Come on now. Yeah. God not given us a spirit of fear. I had to replace fearfulness with being fearless and creative and take the initiative to do something else with my life. The reason why most people don't make it, and my son John Leslie, boy, he's brilliant. He said because they focus more on their distractions rather than their destiny. People that are hungry, they don't care. They're focused on what they need to do to be here. They're going to keep social distancing from not only the virus and people and social situations. They're going to limit themselves, leaving the house, leaving only when it's necessary, and social distancing from negative, toxic energy, unproductive people. You want to make it now, you want to get around the right people virtually. You want to make it now, you don't want to spend any time talking with people that are not positive, talking with people that are not productive, talking with people that's not purposeful, that's not going in your direction, talking to people that's not doing something productive with their life. If you are hungry, you are singly focused. Keep thine eyes single, and thy whole body will be full of light of understanding. He that hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away. What is that the ones who have shall get? Initiative, focus, discipline, commitment, dedication. They go all out to do what's necessary. They do what they can, where they are with what they have. They're always looking for a way to win. They don't use excuses. They're the first ones there and the last ones to leave. I just let someone go today. I love this person. Good people, but ain't hungry. When I was in radio, I was the first one there and the last one to leave. I opened the station up and I closed it. We're living in a time where 9 to 5 is gone. Now you got to work from 5 until you faint. If you're hungry, that's okay, because giving up is not an option. Being poor is not an option. Being set out in the cold is not an option. Losing everything you have and crying and being depressed and look what happened to me. No. You're busy rebuilding. You are busy recalculating and making a radical change in yourself and asking yourself, what is it about me that I must change? See, your thoughts have brought you to where you are. I want you to like this page and share. If you got a goal, a dream, or something you want to do with your life, if you know someone that's positive and going through some stuff and ready to make a shift, I want you to like this page and share it with as many positive people that you can.